Hey, thanks for getting on Discord this late. Yeah, I totally understand, like, starting a new job and everything, moving to a new area. But, yeah, I'm glad that you were able to find something new and now we can finally play D&D together. Yeah, sorry, we gotta keep the volume down. He's, sleeping in the other room. Yeah, were you able to read through that PDF I sent to you? A little? Okay, so you kind of have an idea of what's going on. Yes, did you have anything in mind for your first character, or? No, not really. You just wanna something with spells? Oh, I can definitely help you out with that. Did you, were you able to buy your own player's handbook, or do you want me to send you a PDF? Okay, yeah, I can totally send you a PDF. Let me just... Your email's still the same, right? Okay, good. Okay, beautiful. I just sent you the PDF, so, if you have any questions about things, just let me know. I do have my own copy of the player's handbook, so yeah, you gotta kind of have it on you at all times if you're gonna DM this, the monster manual and the DM's guide. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have to buy it, but like, it's good to know. Do know though, if you do have the monster manual and you decide to try to metagame, I will screw you up. Yeah, I've had too many players in the past that tried to do that. Just like, oh no, I know Beholder's weakness. No, you don't, not when I'm the DM. So, yeah, let's just, you know what, because you want to play a magic class, let's look at the classes first, and we'll figure something out, okay? I made sure I got a physical piece of paper to write everything down on. No, that's still the races. Oh yeah, that. So, some people like to play their game or design their characters where the race and the class are compatible. For example, like some people might like to play a half-elf sorcerer or a half-orc barbarian, for example. Those are... Ignore that. Yeah, there's a couple of different like standard class things, but you don't have to follow that. One of my first characters was actually an ASMR rogue. They do not go well together, but I loved Valkyrie, so I kept playing her. No, those are still... Oh, there we go. So, your magic classes. So, oh, sorry, my pop. Sorry, I'm still getting used to the new setup, too. I just got a new microphone, new pop filter. I know you're new to this, but there's so many different... You can honestly do magic with anything. Do you want to just stick to the core book, the core 3? Okay, perfect. So, we've got Bard. Let's write that down as an option. Cleric's an option. Yeah, I probably should explain these to you since you're so new to this. So the Bard is, so we're playing 5th edition. Each edition has different rules, each class can do different things. So all of the classes can fight. This isn't like just a strictly clerics heal, bards provide buffs. Like, they can do other things, but typically a bard provides buffs. And don't think a bard has to be a horny musician. A bard is a storyteller. The bard could be writing poetry. The bard could be a dancer, for example. I know you're really into Fire Emblem, and like having all of the dancer characters and stuff. So if you really wanted to be Azura, you could be Azura. So there's the bard, there's the cleric, which is typically a healer. Clerics will devote themselves to, so the bards kind of join a college. We'll get more into that if you do choose a bard. The clerics devote themselves to a god or goddess. Druid. So the druid is like, they're very one with nature, and druid can do shapeshifting. Depending on the level, depends on what you can shapeshift into. I've never played a druid, no. To be honest, I find druids really intimidating. Love bards though. Love clerics. So the fighter can get magic. Something I've always wanted to play is called an Eldritch Knight. I do have this one character, her name's Faith, and she's a human barbarian. Her father is an Eldritch Knight. And yeah, he's just because I want to play an Eldritch Knight, but I'm so intimidated to. I know, the DM's intimidated to play something. That's why I'm a DM. We're gonna skip fighter for now. Cool. So monk is kind of magical, not really. They kind of have their own thing going. No, you just want to stick to pure magic? Okay. There's the Paladin. So, Paladin... I wouldn't describe a Paladin as like a cleric. I mean, the Paladin, instead of devoting themselves to a god or goddess, devotes themselves to an oath. But it does still have magic. Keep going on, okay? There's Ranger. No, you want to stay away from Ranger? Rogue, my personal favorite. No, Rogue has magic. No? Okay, fine. The last three are all magic. Sorcerer, Warlock, and Wizard. So, yeah, they do kind of all sound the same. So, let me break it down for you. A sorcerer got their power through one of two ways. Either through their bloodline, which is a draconic bloodline, is really cool, or through wild magic. Oh, please don't play wild magic. The table is so stupid. You won't? Okay, thank you. So, a sorcerer. A wizard gains their magic through study. So they'll have a whole bunch of books, they'll have a whole bunch of spell components. So like, here, let me flip all the way to the back. Where's the spells? Oh shit, yeah, I should be a little more quiet. Thanks for noticing. Where's the spells? Here we go. For example, Call Lightning. Components, visual and somatic. So that means you have to be looking at what you're casting at, and you have to be saying something. There's material. Here's one. Chain Lightning requires material. A bit of fur, a piece of amber glass, or a crystal rod, and 3 silver pins. So if you're playing as a wizard and you're trying to cast a spell, if you don't have these components while you're playing with me, you can't cast the spell. And then Warlock. Warlocks have a sugar daddy. Sugar daddy gives them magic. No. You're thinking bard? You're into the storyteller thing? Yeah, that's... I'm down with that. Alright, a bard. So, your hit die is a d8. Your primary ability is charisma. So that means, like, in terms of the group, you're going to be the person who does a lot of the talking. Yeah. So, stuff like deception, intimidation. Is intimidation? No. You're going to be doing a lot of bargaining, essentially. Your saving throws are Dex and Charisma. Dex? Oh, dexterity. Yeah, that's another good thing I should tell you about. Yeah, right in the back of the physical player handbook, there is there's a character sheet. Yeah, that's part of why I recommend that you buy your own book. Because if you lose your character sheet, you have one in the book. If you lose your book, you're fucked. So, yeah, there's a few apps where you can keep track of this stuff too. I do find the apps easier. Yeah, so strength is how hard you can throw a tomato. Dexterity is how quickly you can dodge a tomato being thrown at you. Constitution is how many tomatoes does it take to kill you. Intelligence is knowing tomatoes are fruit. Wisdom is knowing a tomato doesn't belong in a fruit salad. And charisma is being able to convince someone to put a tomato in a fruit salad. Yeah, that's how I learned too. Tomatoes. Alright. You don't want to pick out your armor or anything right now? Okay, yeah, I totally understand. That happens sometimes. Sorry, one sec. Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. Yeah, my computer timed out. It happens sometimes. It's, yeah, just because it's a new computer, I was like, oh crap, is it gonna like time out the video chat or whatever? But no, I guess Discord's good for that then. Yeah, so we picked your class. Next, let's pick your race. Were you thinking of something that works well with the bard? Or do you want to just like go crazy with it like I did with Valkyrie? Yeah, I can totally like tell you what everything is. Look at that, I just picked my favorite race, the Tiefling. Yeah, they're really cool, right? Yeah, so they're kind of like, they have infernal bloodlines, which like I relate to. Not that I have an infernal bloodline, it's just like they're kind of outcasts because of their infernal bloodline. Yeah. Oh. You do? Oh my god. Tiefling. Alright, you're gonna be a tiefling bard. That's awesome. So, I'm not gonna make you pick a name yet, but I do want you, when you get your physical book, or when you open up the PDF or whatever, to read up on tieflings so you can figure out a name. Examples? So in this book, some examples for male names are Melek, Theria, Skamos. Female names Larissa, Nemia, Octa, and then there's virtue names, which is a whole different thing, like Quest, Torment, Art, Creed. Yeah. So a few little things with the tiefling. Your intelligence increases by 1. Your charisma increases by 2. This is a really good race for a bard, so I'm also really glad you picked this one. So you have 60 feet of dark vision, which will be super helpful. I think so far you're the only one with dark vision. Yeah, it's funny, like most races will have dark vision, but so far you're the only one of the 4 to not be playing a human, so yeah, you'll be able to see in Caverns, no one else will. Okay. There's nothing else you really need there. So let's roll your stats, and then after we roll your stats, we'll be done for today. I'll send you an email with everything in here, and yeah, we'll talk throughout the week. So for your stats, there it is. strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. There's a few different ways to roll for stats. There's something called standard array, which is where you're given set numbers and you kind of have to put them in place depending on what you're playing. There's something called point buy, which you're given X amount of points. Each stat has a minimum and a maximum it can be at, so you set your points accordingly. So like you could say, I want to put 8 points in Constitution. You put your 8 points in Constitution and you have X amount of points left. Those ways I don't really like doing. I prefer rolling. Rolling's a lot more fun. This is something you're going to need when we start playing in person again. This is a dice tray. This is one of my favorite dice trays. It's kind of like a double dice tray, and all this does is keep your dice in place. Because the last thing you want to do is be rolling your dice, and then it rolls off the table, rolls under the couch, can't find it, then you see a cat eating your D12, and it's just such a pain. Anyways, what we're going to do is I have 46s. And we're going to roll these 46s. And we're going to see what the lowest number is. And we're going to take away the lowest number. And then we're going to write down the 3 highest dice. We're going to add their numbers together. And write it down on paper. And once we've rolled 6, we're going to put everything everywhere. So so you rolled pretty average stats. So your lowest is an 8, your highest is a 15. As a bard, because your primary ability is charisma and your saving throw is dexterity and charisma, I would personally put those 15s there. Yeah, okay. And you have a +2 to charisma, so that makes it a 17. Nice. Yeah, you're not going to be doing much like physical fighting. You're a lot more of a talking your way out of things, using spells. Yeah, you're going to put your lowest in strength. Okay, smart. Now, do you know you can use weapons? Because your dexterity is a 15, though, you probably want to stick to dexterity-based weapons, so yeah, swords might not be your friend. But, yeah, you want your constitution to be pretty good, because otherwise you'll only be able to take 1 tomato like a sorcerer would. Yeah, we'll put the 12 there. Okay, and then that leaves intelligence and wisdom both at 11. You do have a +1 to intelligence, so that'll make it 12. Alright. Yeah, you got a pretty solid looking bard right here. So, you'll call me back at a later date, text me, email me with more information on your character. Okay, sweet. Yeah, I'm gonna scan this to Google Sheets, and I'm gonna send it to you as is, just so you can see all my notes. Okay, cool. Thanks for calling me. Yeah, see you next week, same time. Maybe a few hours earlier.